Welcome back to where I will be reviewing last Saturday's Fight Night and how my picks did. Before we start, want to give the sincerest apologies on whoever the fuck bet on this motherfucker, Jailton Almeida. I've never seen a man avoid a fight or not know how to fight in the UFC while being a ranked heavyweight as I witnessed this day. Before I get into grilling this man, I was gonna make a whole video on how the UFC should have fired this guy. I'm not gonna spoil anything, just wait a little bit. Before we get started here, I did have some prelim picks. Started with Jailton Almidas versus Giovanni Vasquez. Jailton Almidas did take the decision. First round, complete domination, knocked him down. Second round though, Giovanni Vasquez on like 3 days notice almost knocked out Jailton Almidas. Would have been probably the biggest upset of the card. Then Jailton won the third round, barely, and guess what? Got released by the UFC after winning a decision against a guy on 3 days notice. But still won that. Well, didn't win that, but was correct on that. The next one on that parlay was Denali Devinchenko that fought Alex Moreno. Alex Moreno put up a good fight. He took crazy punches, crazy elbows. They were all bloody going into that fight. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah, I'll give it to Alex Moreno. Also got released by the UFC after losing this fight. So far in the night, I was thinking 2 for 2. Going pretty good. Then on the main card, I went with Julius Walker. Now, hold on a minute. Dustin Jacoby, damn, knocked him out in the second round. Now, Julius Walker looked pretty good in the first round. Took him down, controlled him for the whole first round. It was 10-9 going into the second. And then Dustin Jacoby just put a belt to ass and knocked him, had him stumbling, wobbling all over the place. It was raps. Nothing I could have done. Nothing I could have predicted. Dustin Jacoby proves me wrong once again. Same here. Gene Matsumoto versus Fred Bashara. I did think Fred was going to win, but I thought he was a good underdog. It was a boring fight. It was still some entertaining, but at the end of the day, it didn't really matter at this point because I already lost the Julius Walker one. So, Fred Bashara took that one. Now, let's get into my main picks, which was these 4 fights. Mikhail Oleksiejczuk looked phenomenal against Marc-Andre Barrios. And you know Marc-Andre Barrios puts up a good fight. It was a good fight. Marc-Andre had his moments, hurting him in the clinch in the second round. Arguably taking the second round, I still think it was 3-0. It could have been 2-1. It was a close fight. Close-ass fight. I'm going to skip this one for now because I don't even want to talk about it right now. Amir Albazi, Koji Horiguchi. Koji Horiguchi got dropped in the first round. My heart sank. Still, after getting dropped, looked phenomenal. Complete domination after that. Really good fight. Pretty entertaining, I will say. And Mario Bautista versus Vicenius Oliveira. In the face-off, Vicenius thought he was hot shit. Looked way bigger, stronger, meaner, greedier. I was like, damn, I might be fucked with this one. Nope. Mario Bautista, amazing game plan, goes in there. First round was just feeling out process. You know what I mean? Peter Yan type first round. then goes in there and submits him like it's nothing. A whole ass Brazilian dude gets submitted by Mario Bautista in the second round. You don't see that often. Mario Bautista's a close decision machine. So for him to do that, props to you. Main card went 3-for-1. You know, unfortunate things happen. As you can see, lost $100 on this motherfucker right here. But let's get into it, man. Let's get into this fight, you know. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Know what I mean? This right here. I'm not going to show the video because I don't want to get copyrighted. Because I don't have to, honestly. This right here, what they are doing in this situation was the whole fight. I don't have to show the fight. This was the whole fucking fight. Since the first round to the third. You're telling me you cannot get out of it. He's not even holding him. He's just pushing him against the fence. And Jailton Almidas just sat there. No effort in the world to get out. Like, what are we doing? You're a top 6 heavyweight fighter against an unranked guy that lost his first fight in a pretty shit, boring fight. How do you not get out of this position? This was a winnable fight. A winnable fucking fight, and you don't get out of that position. Bro, during this fight, I wanted to fucking physically go in there and punch this man in the face myself, even though I know how to get my ass beat. But holy shit, do you not know how to roll? Like, just, I don't know. It looks so effortless for this fucking Dagestani, bro. And he just couldn't get out of there. And he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. That's what he's known for, is submitting people when he couldn't get out of there. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding? And then the audacity in the third round, does the Max Holloway point down and doesn't throw a single punch. Brother, are you kidding me? I was gonna pray to the gods for the UFC to release this man, but I don't wish that on anybody, so I didn't make the video. But thank God. Just got finished 2 fights ago, but Tuivasa incoming to, and they're still on the roster. It's just over, bro. One of the most deserved. It's just like, that performance was such a stinker. And it was such a winnable fight. Such a winnable fight. And he lost horribly to a boring Dagestani guy. He couldn't get off the cage, man. And then how they had the audacity to point down. Fuck out of here. That is some bullshit. But we live and we learn. With that being said, Jailton Almeida got added to the certified banned bets list. We have here Andre Petrosky. Trash. I don't care if I spelled their name wrong because I just don't care about them because I know them by memory who they are. Jake Matthews. Trash. Matt Frivola. Trash. Kevin Holland, the most unreliable, unpredictable UFC fighter in the roster. I will never bet on that man again in my life. New member added. Even though he's not in the UFC anymore. Jailton Almeida cost me $100 because he's a fucking idiot. Sorry, I just had to say that. I had to put that out there, man. I'm sorry. Everybody grilled him online. How are you a top 6 heavyweight fighting like that? And then you have my biggest shock is that throughout the whole fight, at the end, he had the audacity to point to the ground and not throw a single fucking strike. Fuck out of here, bro. Please. Booted. That's all I gotta say about that. I'm done talking about that shit now. You know, move on. We got a pretty good. We don't got no fight card this week, so there's no way I could redeem myself in any way. So life is gonna make me suffer and wait until next week. But we got a pretty good, cool main event here. Strickland Hernandez. I don't know who I'm gonna bet on, but we'll look over the card and see what we can find here. Little gems here and there. You know what I mean? Prelims, don't care. If you're betting on Price Picks, decision. Jordan, gay, love it. Cuba, I don't know who this guy is, but man, 10-0. Interesting. I'll do some research on that. Ooh, is he going down in weight? Featherweight? Ooh, he is going down in weight. Interesting. I know this guy's like pretty good at jiu-jitsu, but we'll see. Austin Vanderfort, Paige Van Zandt's man right here. I don't know how you do that. Jean Paul. I know he came from Bellator. He's going against a 1-0 guy. Okay. Decision. Orlando Osborne's back, huh? Oh, shit. I guess a fucking Kazakhstanian, though. That's interesting. 11-1. I might be leaning towards the Kazakhstanian. I'd rather bet on Ode Osborne to lose than this guy to lose, so. Oh, wait, my bad. This way. You know what I mean? Don't know. Don't care. Alright, Zach Reese, Michael Pereira. This guy is a demon, bro. But Zach Reese 10-2. Couple wins. I could see that. Let's look at the records real quick. Zach Reese. Who has Zach Reese beaten? Let's see. Submission. Okay. No contest. Decision. Damn, he KO'd Julian Marquez. Okay. Ultimate Fighter alumni right there. Cody, and he lost by KO his first fight at Cody Brundage. Interesting. Now, what I do know, Michel Pereira lost his last fight by KO. Pretty bad KO in the first round versus Kyle Dawkins. Yup. Then lost a decision. Then got KO'd by Anthony Hernandez. Then got won by sub. But this guy's like kind of like Kevin Holland. You know, you win some, you lose some. KO'd Andre Petrosky. That's a pretty good win. I know he has some other good ones, but he's a very beatable fighter. Now, I know he's been training with Sean Strickland. I'm still 6'4", Zach Reese is a big guy. I'm leaning towards Zach Reese. Jacoby Smith. Interesting. 11-0 versus a random. Sorry, I'm not a casual, bro. I just don't know these guys. He does have KO in his last name, though. Pretty interesting. I'm going to go Jacoby Smith, more known, 11-0 win. 5'10 versus 5'10. 72-inch. He has a reach on that. So I'll give the benefit of the doubt to Jacoby Smith. In my next week's video, I'll do some more research, see what I can find. Sergey Spivak versus Ante Delija. Whatever his name is. Delija. Now, I know this guy just lost on that eye poke with Dominican Papi, Mino Black. But that was an interesting fight because he did get poked and the other guy got poked in the eye. So let me go back here. See what I can find. Okay. Yeah, I know he lost. Waldo Cortez Acosta got poked. Well, he poked him in the eye, knocked him down. Then it got ruled to restart the fight, and then he got knocked out. I'm guessing just adrenaline gone. But before this, he was pretty good streak. Beat Marcin Tybura, which is honestly the same as Sergey Spivak. They're the same fucking person at the end of the day. Like that, they are the same person. So I'm leaning towards Ante Delija, whatever his name is. This guy, I think he lost his last one, didn't he? Yeah, I mean, he lost against Jailton Almeida and Waldo. Same fight, by the way. Same people. Yeah, I'm gonna go Ante on this one for sure. For sure, ski. Damn, 50K Ige versus Malekizel Costa. I know this dude right here, demon. Absolute demon. Not gonna lie, his KO last fight that he had was crazy. Like, I mean, crazy. Yeah, versus Morgan Sherrier, that thing was crazy, bro. It was insane. Let me see if I can find it on YouTube just to show you real quick. Because, holy. Oh my god. I'm not doing that right now. No ads for me. Whole fight, by the way. Whole fight was last dance. Crazy. This was crazy. Because Sherry's actually a good fighter, you know. Boom. He's looking up at the stars, man. Come on. Come on. And I know he beat a couple good guys before that. Julian Rosa, Christian Rodriguez, yep. Also beat Andre Fili. I saw this live in Seattle. So I'm gonna go. I love Dan Ige, man. My heart's going with Dan Ige. And if there's anybody that could pull up an upset, it's freaking Dan Ige. But I'm gonna go with Mikael, whatever his name is, bro. Costa. I'm gonna call him Costa because I don't know his name. Yeah, I lost to Pit Boy. Remember, pretty close fight. This fight with Sean Woodson, crazy. I will say, crazy. I lost to Laurent, lost to Diego. I mean, yeah, you just have to go based off, like, you know, who's had a, you know, then he is a little on the older side, you know, coming up with the up-and-comer. I'll show you his knockout if it lets me. Look at this. It's crazy. This dude looks so weird, by the way. It's like the height difference is insane. Oh, yeah, that's it. You know, he had him hurt the whole fight. It was a crazy fight. But nothing insane. I'm gonna go Milkas. He's Brazilian, bro. I don't even know how to pronounce this one. And he's 5'10" versus 5'7". Yeah, give me Costa, bro. Jeff Neal's on this card. How interesting. How interesting. Number 12, huh? It's not gonna let me open it? Okay. Uros Medic. Who did he just win against? Yeah, he's been on a hot streak, I know. Decision? Oh no, KO. Damn. For 2 first-round KOs? Okay. I know Jeff Neal just lost not that long ago. Yeah, Carlos Prates got knocked the fuck out. I'm gonna do some research, but I'm gonna lean towards Uros Medic, you know. This is the interesting fight here. Now, Sean Strickland, back-to-back losses to DDP. Good fights, though. Decisions, lost on both of them. And then beat Izzy before that for the championship. Now, Sean Strickland's your Philly shell, you know. Walk forward. Doesn't really wrestle. Has really good defensive wrestling, though, I will say. But after 2 losses, Anthony Hernandez has been on a hot streak. He was supposed to fight RDR, Rainer de Ritter. Fight got canceled. Hernandez pulled out. I probably would have won that on how Rainer de Ritter's performance went. Destroyed Roman Dolidze, submission. Beat Brandon Allen, decision in Seattle. I saw that live. KO'd Michelle Pereira. KO'd Edmund Shabazian. I mean, he's been on a streak. Submitted Marc-Andre Barrios. Like, come on. How can you deny this guy submits? Oh my god. You know what I mean? But Sean Strickland's a dog. He's a dog. He's a U.S. racist, baby. He's a dog. You can't go against that. Right now, I'm leaning towards Anthony Hernandez. Fluffy. But I'm going to see how the fight week goes. How their weight cuts go. How I get, like, Sean's a vibe. I kind of, you know, the DDP fights, I'm like, I don't think he wins these, you know. So I'll probably, if Anthony Hernandez is the underdog here, I'll probably just put a singular bet on Anthony Hernandez to win this fight, if I'm being honest, instead of the parlay. Right now, I might go Uros Medic, Costa, Ante, Jacoby Smith, Zach Reese, and then Anthony Hernandez by himself, you know? And then I'll probably bet on Ode Osborne to lose. Yeah, that's honestly about it. That is honestly about it. A pretty good fight card, though, for next week. So I'll make another video when we're closer, when I see the weight cuts and all that. Put some bets on. Probably another $100 or so. Because we don't back down, baby. All I gotta say, fuck Jailton Almeida. Motherfucker. Losing my parlay. That's it. That's all I gotta say. Doses.